Hi, so let's assemble the integrated serial device I've made for my Apple II. It looks like this. It's a box which is a Raspberry Pi hat. So it comes with an enclosure, some mounting hardware, a large PCB that routes signals from modem and printer ports to peripherals, and the enclosure bottom. You will need, of course, Raspberry Pi 4 or 5. This one is a 4, and I'm using a Geekworm P165A heatsinks. It needs to be low profile. I'll show you why. Because you don't want the pins of the connectors to come into contact with the heatsink. So let's get the hardware out. There are 3 metal screws that are used to screw the Raspberry in place. First of all, it has to be plugged in, so it's easier from outside. Afterwards, we need to put the screws through the enclosure. And have them stick out a little bit out of the heatsink. So this is an annoying moment, because if you put the thing on the ground, everything is going to get up. I usually do it like this. So now you need to put the spacers in place. I'm going to use the 2mm spacers because I have a heatsink. If I didn't have a heatsink, I would use the 11mm spacers. If the screws are not going off the spacers, screw them a little bit more. And also make sure the spacer works like that. You can now put the PCB on top of the Raspberry and connect it via the 40-pin header. Like this. Seems good. Make sure the screws don't go higher than the PCB. If you have a fan, you can add your fan. It's not going to be at its standard place because of the connectors, but you can put it using 2 out of 4 screws there, and it's much better than nothing. And then you have to connect it this way on its header, and then move the wire away. Add the switch to toggle between 8-bit and 16-bit mode. There's a little hole, and there's a little notch that must be up. At that point, you're going to close the enclosure, so the Raspberry will have its input and output ports hard to reach. If you want to use Ethernet networking, you have to put a cable before through there before closing everything. Otherwise, configure Wi-Fi before assembling everything. Now we can turn everything around. unscrew everything with the correct screwdriver. Now you can add the 4 wood screws. And you're done. The only thing remaining is to plug everything in. So that's the power port, the modem port, the output to the Quicktake, the output to a third device connected to the modem port. This is the printer port, and an output to the ImageWriter 1 or 2. And that's the power button. You can also, of course, add your micro SD card before plugging everything in. Ready.